We've built colors that mean something, a chart, and a pivot table, all on separate tabs. A dashboard just means pulling the important pieces of that work onto one dedicated tab, so anyone opening the file sees the story immediately, without hunting across sheets. Along the way, we'll hit a genuinely dangerous mistake, a dashboard number that keeps confidently displaying a value while quietly being wrong. Press Shift plus F11 to add a new tab, then use the Sheet menu to rename it Dashboard. In A1, type Sales Dashboard as a title, and press Ctrl-B to bold it. This tab will hold nothing but summaries and visuals. The raw data stays back on Sheet 1, exactly where it belongs. In A3, A4, and A5, type Total Revenue, Average Revenue, and Product Count. In B3, type equals SUM, then Sheet 1 exclamation mark B2 colon B7, and press Enter, 4129000. In B4, equals average of the same range, 421500. In B5, equals counta of Sheet 1 exclamation mark A2 colon A7, 46. 3 numbers, all pulled live from the Raw Data tab using exactly the crosstab syntax from Lesson 4.3. Let's add one more card, Great Status Revenue, pulled directly from the pivot table we built in Lesson 5.3. In A7, type that label, and in B7, type equals Sheet 2 exclamation mark B2, the top data row of that sorted pivot table, currently great, at 72,000. Press Enter, it shows 72,000, correct. Now switch to Sheet 1, and add a new row, Golf, 90,000, and a brand new status, Pending. Switch back to the pivot table sheet, because it's sorted by revenue descending, Pending, the new highest total, jumps to the very top, pushing Great down a row. Switch to Dashboard and select B7 again, it still confidently shows a number, but it's now 90,000, Pending's total, silently mislabeled as Great Status Revenue. Nothing on screen flags this as wrong. The fix is to stop depending on which row the pivot table happens to put Great in, and ask the source table directly instead. Select B7, and retype it as equals SUMIF, then Sheet 1 exclamation mark C2 colon C8, comma, Great in quotes, comma, Sheet 1 exclamation mark B2 colon B8, close parentheses. Press Enter. It shows 72,000 again, correctly, and this time it stays correct no matter how the pivot table sorts or reorders itself later, because it's reading status and revenue straight from the source rows instead of trusting a specific pivot cell address. Finally, let's put the chart from Lesson 5.2 where people can actually see it. Switch to Sheet 1, click once on the pie chart to select it, click the three-dot menu in its corner, and choose Move to Sheet. Pick Dashboard from the list and click Move. The chart now sits directly below our KPI cards, on the same tab, instead of buried on the raw data sheet. Let's recap. A dashboard tab collects the summaries and visuals from across your file into one place, using the same crosstab references from Lesson 4.3. KPI cards built directly from the source table with SUM, average, and counta stay reliable. But a KPI card that references a specific pivot table cell is fragile, because pivot tables resort themselves, and that reference will silently follow the wrong row without any warning. A direct SUMIF against the source data avoids that trap entirely. And charts can be moved onto the Dashboard tab so the whole story lives in one place. In the next lesson, we'll add slicers and filter views, so a team can explore the same dashboard without stepping on each other's view of the data.